Hey, this is Ben with Vessel Futures Trading. We're back in the market. Today we're gonna speak about my routine. How do I start my trading? What's the key factor for success when you're doing trading? And of course, we're gonna implement all of this at the Nasdaq contract that we've been covering for the last month or so. Why is that? Because we're following tight on the Nasdaq contract. We want to make sure that our prediction and our understanding of the story is correct, has been done correctly, and we understand what we're doing. And we want to see it basically come to a complete move that we possibly we're going to see today. We'll talk about a little bit about the China deal that was been cut. We already see the volume rising up. There's no surprises, as I said many times before. Truly, there's no surprises. It's all about understanding the right story. About the news are only supported to decision making, and you can see the news already being implemented in the graphs, in the price before. So if you understand the story correct and in the right way, then there's no surprises over here. You actually see the news implemented in the graph even before they hits the media. And let us dive in and understanding what we're doing as a trader. So first off, our routine is first understanding the full story, the full scope of the story. We're always looking from the bird's eye view. So whatever I'm doing, what we're doing over here is basically trying to understand. We're going from the up, from bottom, from the top down. Going interval by interval, and then basically decide the strategy we're gonna take. Either we're gonna swing trade it, are we gonna scalp it? We're gonna do trading within the day, which interval we choose to do, what we're doing. So first step is, after covering the news and understanding what news should be coming within the day, within the week. That's something that we prep in the beginning of the week. We understand where the price can fluctuate. We now looking at the graph and decided where is the trend. So we obviously see it's an uptrend. We see that there's no new lows is being breaking. We see over here the tariff speech going from a major supply to a major demand, and obviously now, as we cover for the last couple of weeks, understanding that when it comes from a major to a major, is only usually is going to try to complete the full circuit and get to the next a major area. So over here we see how the price started to slowly climb up and reaching the major supply pool. We do expect some correction over here, but also understanding that very much so the price can also go up, break this structure and continue to rise up. As we see, we uptrend, and therefore there was also a possible position over here to take within the weekly interval. Now we understand that we're in the uptrend. We understand we want to take the long position. We have to decide where we're going to take the long position from, and we dive down a bit, and we see we're going to the day interval. We narrow down. We see a bit more candles over here. Of course, every candle represents one day. There is this red line that we marked over here before. As you can see, that this is basically the way we tested where with prices possibly can fluctuate. And flip and reverse. We see there's there's still some room over here to trade the long position before reaching a supply area. We also know when we are reaching a supply area, we are at the short position or doing nothing. So we still see that the price is going up, and now we're going down. There is basically synchronization between the weekly and the daily interval, which is great. Now we're gonna dive down to the 4 hours interval, and that's what we do. Now in the 4 hours interval, we're gonna try to locate a specific pool areas, basically an area where the price can hit and reverse. And this is basically gonna try to supply information of the range of the possible position within the day where the price can actually reach. So in the 4 hours interval, we're already marking a pool that we understand that the price can hit it, either flip and reversal, but definitely can reach out to. So we see two major pools over here, and they're both implemented in the 4 hours interval. So we understand that over here on the top, we have the supply area, major supply area, with the likability to the price to flip and reverse is significantly high. We also have a correction area which we've been implemented in 4 hours chart, and then we have another big one right here where the basically 70% of the commands is already located and we're ready to get launched when the price might hit it over here. So call it over here for us is kind of a virgin area, although the price, we can see how the graph basically hits it 1, 2, and 3 times. So we understanding that if we already touched the area 3 times, the likability of the price going dropping all the way down over here is relatively weaker within the day, specifically within this day, at least until we're reaching the red line over here, that basically we want to see a correction when the price is going to hit in reverse. So let us talk first off on the first station. As you can see over here, we're stationed 2 limit commands, different limit commands on a 5 contract of the micro contract. Why we chose the micro contract? Because we're in a very risky area. We understand that as long as we're close to the major area, the price can flip and reverse. Therefore, why risking trading the mini contract and be exposed to a high risk when you can do it on a small portion and still makes nice gains? So let's dive in. We're going now to the 50 minutes interval, and now we can see it a bit more clear where are the opportunity relies. So we see how the price behave over here. We already see that within the 15 minutes chart we have a 15 minutes pull area that marks over here, another 15 minutes order blocks that have been located over here. And we see how the price slowly start to climb up, but every time it's climb up you have to make some correction. You're going to pick up some orders back and at the back end, and trying to basically flip and reverse when it gonna go upwards. So one possible position we station right here is we see 5 micro contract, and we stationed the stop loss right beneath the pool, and we took it all the way up over here, risking 290 and gaining $1,667. Of course, we can stretch it all the way up to at least the red line, but we take it, we going step by step. If the position gonna run us over, we still have another chance to make another income over here. Knowing that we lost 290, now we're risking another 5 contract, risking another 627 in order to gain 2,127 cents. So obviously we're covering the loss, and also in parallel to this creating a gain, which is amazing. For us, we always trying to stick to the same methodology, understanding of the story, diving from going from top to bottom, understanding where the opportunity relies. Of course, those of you scalp trading want to see it in a more thorough way. We already see over here the likability, the price basically reaches those areas over here, flip and reverse. Therefore, if you just not able to execute command in the real time, call it market orders, of course you want to see those and want to station your positions in the right way, in a way that you can not be glued to the screen, basically execute the command and continue with your day. Either you go to your day of work, either you do another occupation. Of course, this is possible position for the price to behave and expect us. This is what we expect of the price to behave. Of course, as every other business, if you treat it as a business, of course, there's always the opportunity to lose some money. Any other business that you're gonna deal with, and as I mentioned before, it's all about the correct and right risk management. If you are feeling comfortable to risk this amount in order to create this amount, this is great. When dealing with scalp, if you're scalping, of course, your goal should be at least at minimum ratio of 1 to 2, means for every dollar that you put in risk, you should gain $2. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. We already see how the price started slowly going towards our position, and it looks like right now we started to slowly develop a day profile. We can see the market is significantly started to climb down. We see basically over here how the price react in the night. We see this is the night profile, and this is the day profile started slowly building up, and we want to check how it can be implemented by us, how we can use it to our benefit. So we looking over here, all those profiles, we connect those profiles, we see basically where the price can drop down to. Either we're gonna go over here to this 15 minutes demand pool, which is parallel to the POC of the previous night. We see how the price already started to go down towards our position, or other possible position basically dropping down to this pool, which is just underneath the low value area of the previous day, and then flip and reverse. So of course, everybody with his own risk management. Of course, as I'm saying always, those of you who are part of our Discord community, we're gonna cover this position thoroughly, and we're gonna reflect results on the group. Those of you who are not connected, join the server. You can learn a lot from it. It's a completely free server, and of course you can expand your membership if you desire it, if you want to. You get more knowledge, we get more tools, more hands-on practical tools, and a more cover. Of course, check the server, see our packages. Of course, those of you just been intrigued about how to trade futures, you have our free channels, the YouTube, the Facebook, the TikTok, the Instagram. I want to say thank you for all the supporters. It's not taking for granted all the DMs and the followers. That really it's amazing to see how this community is growing, and I cannot be more thankful. And let's grow together. And as always, as I said many times before, I'll see you in the next market overview, and have a successful trading day. Thank you for watching.